Hello friends, welcome back to Rocks for Brains. Today I'm going to do another installment of rock hounding in my own yard. It's been relatively nice weather-wise, and spring is coming on, so I've been doing a little bit of yard work, and I've been finding quite a bit of things. Very cool rocks, some things with fossils in it, and I'm going to try to redo another one of the flower beds. And hopefully I can do this without the tripod falling over because it's a little windy today. But yeah, I'm gonna take you along and show you what I find as I find it, because there's just so many rocks in this yard. Half of the work I'm doing is just moving rocks, but I'm finding some pretty cool stuff. So let's go. Some of the rocks I've been finding are actually tools. So I'm not sure if all of these are tools, but a lot of them are very flat on the bottom, and they're the right shape for what today we would call a mano. Mano is Spanish for hand, and what these might be is actually hundreds of years old grinding stones. So if you've ever seen a basin grinding stone, what you might call matate, and then this is the mano, you would put some kind of grain, corn maybe, into that basin, and then this would be the rock that you would use to grind it. So this would be in your hand and grinding it like that on the other rock. Now this is kind of weird for me because they're artifacts. In private land, of course, you can collect it, but I don't know where these came from originally. And so it's likely they'll either stay here, or I'm going to find a spot for them somewhere else in my yard, just to keep them preserved and safe. But most of them I found over there by the peach tree. And we've been told by the family that we bought the house from that was a peach tree grown from a peach pit from Hopi Nation. So I think maybe that's why the family put these here, because if they're ancestral Puebloan artifacts, potentially they are, were used by people that were ancestors of Hopi people. So I might be finding more of those. And then on top of that, there's a whole bunch of pottery. And this was just in the flower beds. So again, I have no idea exactly where these came from. Our property is surrounded by national forest, and these could have come from, the property originally anyway. I'm just kind of keeping them in here for now to keep them protected, and then again, I might find a spot in the yard just to keep them safe, because I can't put them back where they were because I have absolutely no idea where they came from. But there are some very interesting pieces, some polychrome, black on white, corrugated, black on red, something, I don't know if that had, yeah, so that looks like it has a hole going through it. Very interesting. But again, artifacts. So we'll figure out something to do with them that is respectful. In the last couple days, I've redone a little bit of this tiered flower bed. Mostly just the area on the side here, kind of widened it. And I found quite a bit more of this, I don't know, quartz inclusion slate. I want to ask the family if they can remember what that is, because there's a lot of it in here. And I know one of the sons used to work in a mine, so I don't know, maybe he got them from there. But it's just all over the place. I mean, I just pulled these out of the ground over here. And about half of them are
that same thing. It's very pretty. But I'm very curious what it is and where it came from.
I also redid this whole bed. Redid the tiers and put kind of like different walls and different plants in. And as I was doing this one, found all sorts of things with crystals. So lots of limestone with little crystal pockets, lots of granite. Actually, this area is where I found most of the pottery too. This rock is amazing. It's just this whole thing is very, very small druzy crystals on the surface. I don't know if that shows up too well on the camera, but it is super sparkly. This one has a really nice crystal pocket. A couple of them in there. And then this thing, I do not know what this is at all. It looks kind of like sandstone on the bottom, and then almost like gypsum crystals, maybe? I mean, the only other thing I could think of is that it's like a stromatolite fossil or something, but I know that was really cool. We got this awesome orange quartz rock. And let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of like a greenish tint, kind of yellowy green, chert-like material. A few random tumbled stones, which I have no idea why those are in there. There's a lot of random stuff in here, which is actually pretty fun. Some very cool lava rock here. Nice kind of crusty red basalt. And then there was one, I don't know if, I think I moved it. There was one that kind of looked like chrysocolla. Oh, I wish I had washed this one off. I'm gonna go wash this one off real quick, because I think this has pink and green in it. Well, not really green, more like yellow, but also lots of red and a really awesome druzy quartz pocket right there. Like that turned out, I mean, I was not expecting that at all. The whole side of this is just crystals. And now that I have it out in the light, they're kind of orange. Oh man, that is gorgeous. And that was buried in the flower bed, so that wasn't even like prominently displayed or anything. That was just hiding in there. I might have to put that somewhere where it's more easily seen and protected, because that is an awesome display piece. There's like another little pocket right there. I can't stop looking at this thing. It is so cool. There's some more quartz banding in there. Okay. I'm gonna have to find a good spot for that, where it won't get buried again. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is work on this area here, this little bed. I only have a couple more hours of sunlight for the day, and it's gonna start getting pretty cold. Probably gonna move a whole bunch of those rocks, and just from experience, I know that there's going to be more rocks underneath there and in the dirt that I'm gonna have to move. So Oh, okay. This is backbreaking work, but it's fun. I'm gonna find cool things. You thought I was kidding about how many rocks were in here. I bet you were like, surely there's not that many. Nope, there is that many. Oh my gosh, all of these, which I'll probably just dump in the pile. All of these, which were big ones up there. All of these, which are big ones. And probably end up being part of the frame of the bed here, but all of these as well, which were just buried in here. And I have a feeling that because of the age of these flower beds, which is probably like 80 years old when these were originally done, over the years with adding more soil and with plants, dying and plant material breaking down, that's how they got buried, because I don't think they were originally that way. But just like I thought, found a lot more of the black and white with the quartz veins running through it. I'm gonna have to try to clean some of the stuff off. Some pretty big pieces of just regular white quartz as well. This one, I think these are, and then this one's interesting. This is basalt, but it's very flat and it's got a curved end on it. And the only thing I can think of is that this was maybe a grinding stone or something that's actually an artifact. It was at least shaped by humans. So that's gonna go with the other artifacts, so we can keep them all together. But there's definitely some cool stuff in here. This looks like maybe some limestone with some chert. And then this thing, which is not a rock, but is a very interesting piece of wood that was buried in there. So that was definitely intended to be decorative. Some sandstone, Moenkopi Formation sandstone with some mud crack impressions. So you can imagine this being that direction, and essentially you have a piece of land where it's wet, but you have mud, and the mud dries up and it cracks, and you have those spaces in between the mud, and then later on more sediment fills it in and you get these impressions in here. So that's a nice one. I want to make sure that goes back in a decorative way. Yeah, all sorts of stuff in here. So the next goal, I think, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to move these big ones, because that means I have to deal with that plant. And I'm not sure I'm prepared for that. But we're going to rebuild this in a kind of neater way and put some of these decorative rocks up front. See if there's any more interesting things in here. Found some really awesome stuff. I actually got a bucket of water and scrubbed some of these off. So a lot of these pieces of the black and white, which I guess is the quartz, and I don't know what the black is. It almost looks like a slate. I put those up on the top so that they'd be visible. And as it rains, they'll clean off more. This one's super cool. It's nice and orange. A little piece of, what I think is chrysocolla. So that's cool. And some, I think this is quartz, although, I don't know, some of the formations in there are really weird. Like this one, it almost looks like it's like twisting. But those are gorgeous. So yeah, definitely found some nice display rocks there. There's definitely more. There's rocks all in this, which I may or may not continue to work on today. Did find a couple more what I think are artifacts. So, I don't know, it's really hard to tell since this is rounded on both sides. But it looks like it might have been part of a metate. And then another piece of a mano hand grinding stone. So, yeah, we'll just put that in the pile for now. In the mano pile. I redid a little bit of the pathway going down here because there was a big hole. So I did put another one of those black and white rocks here, and then the sandstone with the mud cracks on there. And I might have to level them a little bit more and put a couple more rocks down here, but that's good for now. Yeah, not too bad. Still have now all of these rocks to move and do something with. There's a few more pieces with the quartz in there that I might put on top of the wall to decorate. And then the other ones will probably eventually go in the rock pile. And then flowers eventually in the flower bed. I still have all of that to do. So I'm sure there will be more to discover along the way. I hope you all enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Until next time, try to learn something new every day. Bye.